Hello everyone. I'm here to do my live. I'm gonna see, I think if I wonder, I'm looking at how this actually, what this is like. You can see there's a little bit of a glow here. And I hope you can see me good. I wanted to be outside because it's getting cold. And, you know, I posted about this recently. It was like one day I woke up and it was autumn. It was like I went to sleep, it was summer. I woke up the next morning and it was autumn. That's what it feels like. It's been cold ever since. And hi, Susie. And so I have to wear a jacket because it's cold. Yay, thanks, Susie. So I thought, well, I'm going to do my live outside today because I don't know how much longer I'm going to want to come sit outside and do my live. So here I am doing my live outside and taking advantage of the days that I can do it outside. And then once it gets really cold, they'll all be inside. But it'll be kind of cozy in that way too. But I love being out here and talking to you all on these lives. So here I am. I have something that's on my mind. It's been on my mind all day. Today's been kind of an interesting day. And I felt that it would be good to bring this up for contemplation on the live today. So I know if you've been following me, and you might already know, Pluto's in Capricorn, right? And Pluto in Capricorn has been happening since actually 2008. So we've been experiencing it for quite a while. And, you know, wherever Pluto is traveling, it's going to expose our own nature of the archetype it's in, right? Or the sign that it's in. So Pluto going through Capricorn is really exposing our own bottom line structure of consciousness, because Capricorn is basically just how we structure our consciousness, and therefore from there we structure our lives, right? We structure our home life, we structure our like our safety, our security, what makes us feel safe, right? And we structure our lifestyle, we structure our days that actually are also intertwined with our career or what we do for work and things like that, right? And so we've been experiencing this for a long time. And of course, by the way, this just, it ripples out, right? From the way in we structure our individual lives to how we structure the outer world, you know, and how we structure our governments are structured, how our countries are structured, and the laws that support, which, you know, laws are meant to support a efficient use of energy, and we hope freedom, right? And we hope safety as well, and freedom for everyone to structure their lives in a fair manner, right? Fair meaning equal, right? And so Pluto going through Capricorn, I mean, as I've talked about before, we're in the last 5 degrees or so of that exploration. This means that it's in these culminating degrees. And so it means that these kinds of contemplations in consciousness are going to be speeding up a little bit. You know, they're going to be really... Pluto, when it's at the last degrees of a sign, or a planet in the last degrees of a sign, can really have us culminating and cleaning up that part of our consciousness, because we only have so much time to do that, and especially with Pluto, because Pluto moves so slowly. So this means that we will not experience Pluto and Capricorn again in our lifetime. And so this is the last 5 degrees in this lifetime that we'll experience Pluto and Capricorn. And so it's a great opportunity to really, again, set ourselves up individually and collectively for the way in which we want to build karma, the way in which we want to create results in our lives. And karma is just creating results. And so we structure our consciousness to funnel our energy in the way in which we wish to experience reality. Saturn and Capricorn it's really about reality, and it's about being on the earth plane, and it's about how we structure our reality, how we experience our reality, right? And because it is about funneling, right, this energy, right, and creating those structures, it is a part of us that is controlling things, right? If you study astrology, the earth signs are these archetypes in our psyche that can apply some form of control in one's life. So it could be self-control, right? It could be control, and this is how I want to organize my kitchen. This is how I want to organize my day. This is how I want to organize my cupboard, and you can just extrapolate it from there. It goes into it fractals out, right, into all kinds of different ways in which we organize our world, right? So I've been thinking about how wherever Pluto is transiting is actually going to expose Plutonian things around that archetype, right? Plutonian means a lot of things. It's a whole spectrum, but it means it's really about power and empowerment. It's about what would be toxic to the system, or something that would overpower your system, right? Overpower. It's about our fears. It's about loss. It is about the death and regeneration process. It can be about manipulation, and manipulation can be seen different ways. Manipulation can be like, I'm going to manipulate my cupboard. I'm going to put the teas here, and I'm going to put the baking goods over here. That can be manipulating, when we all do that, right? But it can also be the shadow side of manipulation. So manipulating something in the outside world for our own personal agenda, at the detriment of someone else's choice, right? And so this is where it can really expose shadow parts of consciousness in Capricorn, where it's exposing manipulation in a dark way. So it reveals that, and this is ultimately all to really expose what's going on underneath the surface, not only in our own lives, but in the outside world, right? What's been hidden from us, including what's been hidden from ourselves, like our own, I was going to say manipulations, but it could be that. It could be motivations, right? It can be also exposing one's own fears, right? Things that have been really underneath the surface could have been your whole lifetime, right? Really underneath, like how we've been structuring our consciousness and what's been underneath our motivations and the way in which we structure our lives, right? And so Pluto going through Capricorn is really exposing that, and it's exposing, it's making us conscious of what's been unconscious in ourselves and others, in our governments, in our countries, and in the ways in which we structure communities, the ways in which we structure consciousness out in the world, the way in which we structure governments, the way in which we structure institutions, the way we structure in our careers, all of those things, right? And Neptune is going through Pisces. And so Neptune is the modern day guide or ruler of Pisces. So this is a very once in a lifetime transit as well, right? So this is very special that we're having this transit, because what it does is it dissolves it dissolves what was. It dissolves the extraneous, and it can also be quite confusing, because it's like Neptunian energy is very it's mystical, so it can be the things that mystify us, that it just feels like it's kind of foggy. It can really be challenging to think clearly with Neptune and Pisces. And so I'm just realizing my cat is over here. Oh, weird. My cat's doing something weird over there. Anyways, but she's fine. She was throwing up. I said it. Yeah, she's throwing up. So anyways, I was like, what is going on over there? But she looks like she's fine. So Neptune really, it's like this energy can be challenging, because it's like being in the middle of an ocean and it's foggy and you can't see, beyond your hand, right? And so it can be a challenging energy to navigate. And you have to trust your connection to the divine, right? You have to trust that you're plugged in, and that the divine is going to guide you. And so, when you're out in the middle of the ocean on a boat and you can't see beyond your hand, you have to trust in your own inner guidance. And so Neptune going through Pisces can be like that. And it's actually, I think, really an opportunity to really enhance one's spiritual connection to the divine, and one's real connection to one's own spirituality and spiritual beliefs. And it can have us having experiences that actually tune us in more into our connection to the divine. However you do that, we all, I think if you exist, you're connecting to the divine in some way, in the way you see it, right? So I've been thinking about this because with Pluto going through Capricorn and Neptune going through Pisces, we're all experiencing this. And the thing about Pluto in Capricorn is, as I said, it can be exposing what our fears are. And when people are afraid, they typically want to control something, right? They typically can become a person that really begins to try to manipulate a situation. And there are some experiences in life that's positive, right? But there are some experiences that it is actually to the detriment of other people and other people's choices. And this is Pluto going through Capricorn is going to expose that. It's going to expose where there is tyranny. And I looked up the definition of tyranny today. I recommend looking it up. I was planning to bring that definition to you. I think we all know what tyranny is, but feel free to look it up yourself. But it does expose tyrannical behavior when Pluto's in Capricorn. And so we want to really be aware of, when we think of tyrants, we can really actually get to the bottom line of it and recognize that tyrants are people that are so afraid that they will control other people and impose power over people to such a great extent that is actually insanity. It's like their fear has driven them to insanity. So with Pluto in Capricorn, we can really look at how do we manage our fear? You know, how can we manage our fear of loss, the things that we are afraid of, and really tune into the divine in our trust in what we see as divine, whether that's God, goddess, source, whatever you name that energy. The opportunity is actually to build a relationship with trust in the divine and one's place in it. And we all have a place in it. Everything that exists has a place in it because everything that exists is it. But where we can separate ourselves from the divine is when we allow our own fears to manipulate others and their connection to the divine and their expression of it, even if we don't agree with it. And so as Pluto continues to move through this last degrees of the sign of Capricorn, as we really look at managing our own fear, not projecting our fears onto other people, not trying to manipulate other people, not trying to have power over other people and their choices, but to really manage our own fear and to recognize it is a call to the divine. It is the divine calling you, asking you to remember you are connected. You are connected to the divine. And we're constantly connecting or have opportunities to grow in our connection to the divine. Because the divine is infinite. So therefore our relationship to it is infinite. And our learning and expansion of it is infinite. So I've been thinking about that today. And just how it is so important. I really believe it is so important to harness this energy right now in a positive way so that it sets us up for the karma we wish to experience in the world, to actually experience the world in which we wish to experience, in which we wish to experience, right? Because if we don't, it will only become harder, and it will only become more challenging. It can mean that tyrants, unchecked, will control more. And you know, Pluto will go into Aquarius. And if we don't set up these structures in which we create our reality, now it's not gonna set up a trajectory for future generations or for ourselves, right? But future generations, in being able to create a structure of reality that suits them, right? So this is why we want to always keep, you know, our fears in check, why we want to always be looking at what is potentially a tyrannical use of power. Because we do want to preserve freedom in the world. And freedom for ourselves to create the reality that we wish to live in. So, hi, Joy. So awesome to see you. I cannot wait to see you. I thought I saw your car in town, and I thought, oh, maybe she's in where I'm going, and I didn't see you. I don't know if it was your car, but it was the same color. Anyways, I can't wait to see you. I've been thinking about you, and I really, really, really want to talk soon because I have some things I want to share. I'm really, really excited to talk with you. So I'm so glad to see you here. So thanks for hopping on. I'm getting to come to a close in what I was talking about, but and it's so weird. Facebook, these lives don't I don't think they're, I think there may be a delay on when people hop on or hop off, and I just don't know who's still on and who's not and things like that. But, and the numbers are always changing, so I don't really know. But, because it'll say a number of who's on, or people that are on. It was your car? Oh, oh my gosh. I wish I would have seen you, but I am so glad you're here, and I am so glad to get together. Text me. Yes, text me, because I want to see you as soon as we can. So thanks for hopping on, everyone. Please do share your comments, thoughts on this. I would love to hear what you have to say about anything I've talked about. I would love to hear, what you think about this. And as I have said, I always feel like it brings more to the conversation and it makes it richer. So I would love to hear if you feel inclined to share what you think. And as you know, if you've been following me, I'll be back tomorrow.